Coming into the first lane now, looks like it's going to be Miss U.S. with Bill Muncie. Swinging also wide down by the Rooster Tail is My Gypsy, followed by the checkerboard Comet of Ole Bardall, Miss Bardall, while Mike Wolfbar follows the pack in, and now looks like he's going to cut inside a little early, and will do that. We've got 15 seconds to the start of this race. The first lane is going to go to the Save Airs Probe, and in second place, second lane will go to the U.S., and it's Miss Bardall to the third lane. My Gypsy on the outside, followed by Rooster Tail, and there they go as they go to the start of this race. And as they go across, the gunfire as the race is underway. First one is My Gypsy across the starting line, followed by Miss Bardall. On the outside is Jerry Shanoff. And then in the inside is the Save Airs Probe with Mike Wolfbar as they dive for that first turn. And Wolfbar is now slowed down, got a little wet there. A little wet, and there's four boats in an upper turn. And as they go down to that green exit buoy, we'll see who sticks the nose in first. We're looking now through Rooster Tails. All we can see, it's the Miss Bardall. Miss Bardall sticking her nose out first with Billy Shoemaker. And it looks like the Bardall is followed by Gypsy, followed by Miss U.S., and also in there is the Gales Rooster Tail. In the first time, wait a minute, look at that My Gypsy challenge. He came out of nowhere in second place. And My Gypsy and Miss Bardall are nose to nose, are going down that backstretch. My Gypsy and Bardall, but Bardall with Billy Shoemaker pours on the coal now, takes over by 1 boat length, 2 boat lengths, 3 boat lengths, and My Gypsy is lost in the wake of the Rooster Tail of Billy Shoemaker and the Miss Bardall. This is the first lap of Heat 1C in the 1968 Gold Cup. And as they come into the upper turn for the first time in lap number 1, it'll be Miss Bardall leading now, and Billy Shoemaker with a checkerboard Comet holds it in a little tight, starts to skid sideways. He is going to be followed very closely by My Gypsy, and Miss U.S. is going to be third. As they come out of the turn, it is Miss Bardall leading by 4 boat lengths. My Gypsy on the outside second, and Miss U.S. with Bill Muncie is third, and Gales is still going fourth, followed by the Save Airs Probe. And they come across for the completion of lap number 1. It is still Miss Bardall. Now it's Miss U.S. and My Gypsy challenging for second as they're side by side in the completion of lap number 1. Out of the turn now is the Gales Rooster Tail, followed by Mike Wolfbar and the Save Air Probe. All 5 boats have completed now lap number 1. Add into that lower turn for the second time. It is still Ole Bardall's Miss Bardall with Billy Shoemaker, the national defending champion, is in first place. And in second place, it is My Gypsy, who is settled way back. And now challenging for second, it's going to be on the inside, the man who has won more races than any other in the history of this game, Bill Muncie, who lives on Mercer Island in Seattle, driving Mr. Simon's Miss U.S. And now Miss U.S. is bouncing a little bit, and Tommy Tucker Foltz is taking it wide to keep his RPMs up. His Rooster Tail starts to rise side by side, and Bill Muncie's getting a little wet in that number 3 slot. Muncie had to go through the slop of the My Gypsy, and now My Gypsy moves over and shuts the door and gives him a real bath as he takes lane number 1. But your lead boat is through the lower turn now. For the second time is Miss Bardall with Billy Shoemaker, and he has a good 6-second lap, or 6-second advantage, I should say, over the second place boat. And he bounces and skips from side to side, and he seems to be all right now as he straightens out. My Gypsy into the upper turn, and here we're going to have a challenge. We'll have a challenge now for second place. There's your lead place, your first place boat going by. And here comes the My Gypsy taking it wide, and again through the slot goes Bill Muncie in Miss U.S. in third place. Your fourth place boat is down the back chute now and will be challenged. The Gales Rooster Tail is being challenged for fourth place by the Save Air Probe with Mike Wolfbar. And a battle, and Jerry Shanoff, his Rooster Tail, his boat came right out of the water on the right spots and came back down now. He knows he's got Mike Wolfbar right at his tail as they come out of the lower turn. Wolfbar goes wide through the wake of the Rooster Tail and remains in fifth place. Our lead boat, meanwhile, is down by the Belle Isle Bridge and in that upper turn. And we are in lap number 3. We are in lap number 3, and Ole Bardall's checkerboard Comet is well out in front and command. My Gypsy is second by about 4 boat lengths over the third place Miss U.S. Gales Rooster Tail is fourth, completing lap number 3, and Save Air's Miss with Mike Wolfbar driving in is in last. But down that back chute on the beautiful, and I say a beautiful water today, in that back chute on the Detroit River, the Rooster Tail starts to rise of the Miss Bardall as Billy Shoemaker puts his hoof in it, walks from sponson to sponson. It's a little rough water as he goes by the Belle Isle Beach right now. You can see his fluctuation of the rooster tail as he hits the water. Now going into the inside, we have a boat that has been disabled. And it looks like it is My Gypsy. My Gypsy has just pulled into the inside of the course. Tommy Tucker Fultz has a little fire going on the engine, a little fire going in My Gypsy, and second place is taken over now by the Miss US. And there's a lot of smoke and flame coming out of My Gypsy. We'll keep a watch on that. Here is the completion of lap number 3 as Ole Bardall, and the My Gypsy is on fire. My Gypsy is on fire. The engine is really steamy. Second place boat is Miss US, and third place is Gales Roostertail, and fourth now taking over will be Mike Wolfbauer in the Save Air Probe. We'll keep our eyes right now on the My Gypsy for you. Lots of smoke, but it looks as though he's taken his fire extinguisher, and he has. Tommy Tucker Fultz took his fire extinguisher. Whatever fire he had in that cockpit is now out. So he's on the inside of the course and out of trouble's way, and we are in lap number 4 here in the Gold Cup Heat 1C, 1968. And our lead boat is in the upper turn and will come down to take the green flag when he comes down, and that is Ole Bardall's checkerboard Comet with Billy Shoemaker driving. And as the lead boat goes out of the upper turn, the second place boat, Miss US, with Bill Munsey just goes in. So that shows you how much a lead Bardall has as the Bardall comes down the backstretch, walking from sponson to sponson. Her rooster tail glimmers across the blue sky here on the Detroit River. And right now he's approaching the Detroit Yacht Club as our number 2 place boat finds rough water as the fluctuation of the rooster tail indicates Bill Munsey has some problems in the U.S. And third place going into that upper turn is the Miss Rooster Tail, Gales Rooster Tail with Jerry Shanoff, followed by Mike Wolfbauer. Here's our lead place boat now, skimming the buoy very closely now. The checkerboard Comet will come down to take the green flag. One more lap to go for Billy Shoemaker. The green flag is out for Bill as he comes down, and one more lap to go for the Bardall and 400 points. Meanwhile, as the green flag is given on the starting line to Miss Bardall, our second place boat, it seems to just want to settle back and take 300 points and very wisely wide-blow an engine. This is Bill Munsey in Miss US, owned by George Simons as he comes down. Meanwhile, our third and fourth place boats are running down the backstretch. Gales Roostertail leading the Save Air's Pro by about 4 boat lengths. And we are in to the final lap of Heat 1C in this Gold Cup race on the Detroit River. The helicopter hovers overhead. The Coast Guard is stationed in position. Anything for safety for these guys who are out there driving at speeds of up to 170 miles an hour in the straightaway. Right now, our lead boat is coming out of the upper turn. We'll start down the back chute, and you can see Billy Shoemaker and the Bardall bouncing a little bit in rough water by the Belle Isle Bridge. And here's our fourth place boat, the Gales Roostertail, coming out of the lower turn, and the fifth place boat will be the Save Air Pro. But our leader is now down the back chute, and that is Miss Bardall with Billy Shoemaker not pouring the coals on. He'll save an engine, that's to be sure. He has at least a quarter of a mile, if not more, lead over the second place boat with less than 1/2 lap to go here in Heat 1C. And he goes into the Detroit Yacht Club turn, comes by the Rooster Tail, skips from sponson to sponson, slides sideways, takes it a little wider this time to keep his RPMs up. And Billy Shoemaker comes across the line. Billy Shoemaker, the roar of the Rolls Royce, and Billy Shoemaker takes the checker flag, and Bardall is a winner again. Our second place boat is into the upper turn right now, and that is Miss US. Bardall is your winner. We'll get average speeds for you a little later on. Here, very cautiously and very carefully to take 300 points for second place is Miss US. And our third place boat is just coming down the back chute right now, followed very closely by the Save Air's Pro. So that's the way it ends up. Bardall first, Miss US second, Rooster Tail third, and the Save Air Probe fourth. Here comes the Gales Rooster Tail now in the turn. Let's see if Mike Wolfbauer, as our camera will swing left and pick them up on the turn very slowly. Here comes the Gales Rooster Tail, and Mike Wolfbauer is now going to try the inside. I don't know if Mike is has got the power, but Mike's going to take the inside. Jerry Sheeneth comes wide. Wolfbauer goes in short and slides out, but it's still going to be Gale's Roostertail. He's got the power to keep the RPMs up. And Gale's Roostertail will go across the line in third place, and the Probe will finish fourth.
Okay, I'm going down. He's going to bite too. How about you?
I got to feed all these radio stations right now. If you would, I'd appreciate it. Here we go. This is the finale. This is it. The 5 fastest boats in the world for the World Series of Boat Racing, the Gold Cup 1968. Miss Bardol, Miss Budweiser, Eagle Electric, Notre Dame, and Smirnoff on the course right now. And they are in the upper turn right down by the Roostertail turn now. And let's see how they're going to line up as they're going to take 30 seconds to go to the start of this race. Let's see who wants slot number 1. It looks as though the Smirnoff may take it. Coming way wide to take the far slot will be Colonel Warner Gardner getting a run. Coming next to him will be the Bardol in line number 4. Lane number 3 goes to the Notre Dame. Lane number 2 will go to the Budweiser. And the inside is the Smirnoff as they go down toward the line. There goes the Budweiser. Smirnoff first, Budweiser second. Bardol is the third slot. Fourth slot is the Notre Dame, and on the outside. And there's the start of the race, and they all hit the line at the very same time. They all hit the line at the very same time. But leading across, I believe, was the Eagle Electric by a nose over the Bardol. We watch those Roostertails as they go down. All 5 boats are diving for that turn for the first time. And it looks as though it's Bardol sticking the nose in the entrance buoy first, followed very closely by the Eagle Electric on the outside. Now let's see who comes out of that turn first. And I believe it's going to be the checkerboard Comet of Ole Bardol. Let's check that now. The sun is shining on the water. It is kind of rough to see with the reflections of the water here on the Detroit River real late. But let's see who comes out of that turn first. I believe it is Ole Bardol's checkerboard Comet, but on the outside, here comes Colonel Warner Gardner charging in second slot, and they are side by side. In lane number 1, it's the Bardol, and the Bardol now takes over first place by 1 boat length. Bardol by 2, Bardol by 3 boat lengths. But now Colonel Warner Gardner again starts to move up on that backstretch. We're in the first of 5 laps for the World Series of Boat Racing, the Gold Cup, and Bardol is leading the way. Coming in, Bardol with Billy Shoemaker. Let's check it. Leading down, it's going to be the Budweiser first. Budweiser is first. Eagle Electric is second, and Bardol has dropped back to third. Whoa, and way up on one side went the Budweiser. Eagle Electric is swinging out wide. Coming in third now is the Bardol. Bardol goes up to one side and bounces out of the rough water. The Notre Dame skids very close to the Bardol in the turn, and last in that upward turn is the Smirnoff. It's the Budweiser leading with the Eagle Electric second. Bardol has gone back to third. Fourth place is the Notre Dame, and fifth is the Smirnoff. Well, the Bardol and the Budweiser, built by the same people, they look exactly alike. And with the sun glinting on the water, it's kind of hard to tell as they go down into the lower turn for the second time. But it is still Bill Sterrett in Miss Budweiser, owned by Bernie Little and Tommy Freakin leading the way. In second place, it's Colonel Warner Gardner. And in third, it's the Bardol still. And we are at the completion of lap number 1 into the second lap. Now let's see. It looks as though a little rough water has hit the Budweiser, and the Budweiser is bouncing through some rough water down there, and Bill Sterrett has slowed down just a little bit and moving out to the right and in lane number 2 and starting to come up and gain some ground. In second place is the Eagle Electric. The third place boat, the Bardol, is also out into the back chute right now. That's how close these boats are as they come down the backstretch. In fact, you can't even see the Eagle Electric because of the water of Miss Bardol. As they come down now and into the upper turn, it's still Miss Budweiser with Bill Sterrett. Their boat has just flipped over and disintegrated. A boat has just flipped over and completely disintegrated. There will be red flares will be shot out right now. We cannot see the driver. We are looking for Colonel Warner Gardner, but the Miss Eagle Electric has gone over. And right now, the Notre Dame has slowed down to see if he can help. Red flares are out. Red flares are out. And Right now, it is the Eagle Electric that has capsized, hit a roller as he was fighting for second place. The Bardol was moving up in third place, and the boat is completely upside down, and we cannot see the driver at this time. Right now, Leif Borgerson, who is driver of the Notre Dame, is signaling for boats. I think he sees the helmet, and we can now just see the helmet bobbing, and Leif Borgerson is looking at the driver, but there's no sign or signal from the driver as the boats move in. Right now, we are watching that boat is completely flipped over. We saw parts coming off the Eagle Electric. It was Colonel Warner Gardner charging all the way, trying to catch Miss Budweiser, and the helicopter is down there now, and we'll try to pick up the action for you with our binoculars. Right now, the Coast Guard helicopter has landed beside the boat. We see the helmet bobbing in the water. Colonel Warner Gardner's face is up. He has that special built life raft, or life jacket, I should say, like Bill Munsey. And Leif Borgerson is leaning over, looking. And now the Budweiser comes by, and Borgerson is leaning out. And the Eagle Electric completely disintegrated and flipped over. There is a lull in the action here. The rescue boat is there. So is the helicopter, right beside the boat that has flipped over. We were in to the second lap. In the upper turn, Budweiser leading. Colonel Warner Gardner, a hard-charging driver, in Miss Eagle Electric, came into that turn, hit some rollers by the Detroit Yacht Club, and went up in the air, came down sideways, landed dug in her left sponson. You saw wood fly everywhere as water pressure just disintegrated the top of that boat. The boat was upside down, and the boat is now sinking. All you can see is the bow of the Miss Eagle Electric as she is settling to the bottom. The condition of the driver at this time is not known. All other boats have returned to the pits, and there will be a restart. The skin divers are now in the water, as our camera shows, and they're going to assist on the driver and that boat. They're going to try to get a line on that boat. The helicopter is flying now with the injured driver, Colonel Warner Gardner, a veteran, over toward a landing space, and will come down by Waterworks Park, where an ambulance is waiting. The ambulance is waiting. A tough break for the Eagle Electric. God only knows that we hope the driver, a hard-charging driver, Colonel Warner Gardner, will be all right. But he went up, and the helicopter is bringing him down right now, and the ambulance will join the helicopter, and they'll bring him out right now. Here is the restart of heat, the final heat of the Gold Cup race 1968. Latest report on Colonel Warner Gardner: severe head injuries, injuries to his shoulder. However, they said color came back to his cheeks. His pulse speed is picked up from what it was, and he is breathing on his own without the help of a resuscitator. We're 30 seconds away. The boats that'll be in on this now will be the Budweiser, the Bardol, the Smirnoff, the Notre Dame, and the Atlas Van Lines. We've got 25 seconds to the start of the race as they come down right now, and they will vie for position. Let's see who wants number one lane. Number one lane looks like it'll go to the Smirnoff. 2 will be the Budweiser. The third slot goes to the Notre Dame. And on the far outside will be the Bardol as he passes by on the Atlas Van Lines. About 5 seconds to go as they head down now. And 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. They're across the line. And the first one across the line is the Budweiser, followed by the Smirnoff. Third across the line was the Bardol. Bardol on the far outside now is starting to cut over, and all 5 boats are diving for that first turn for the first time on this restart after the accident to the Eagle Electric that disintegrated the boat near the end of lap number 2. Let's see the first boat that'll stick their nose out of there. I believe it's going to be the Budweiser. The Budweiser looks like it's the first one out of the turn. Second place will be going to the Smirnoff. The Budweiser is the first one out of the turn, and following very closely on the heels is the Atlas Van Lines and then the Bardol. As they come out of that first turn, it is the leading boat right now. We'll have to pick him up the Sunlight. We've got the Bardall and I believe the Budweiser side by side coming down that back chute. On the inside is the Budweiser. On the outside is the Bardall, and they are side by side coming down that back chute. Third place is Notre Dame. Fourth place is the Atlas Van Lines, and last is the Smirnoff. But here comes your two lead boats as they come to the turn for the first time, and this is where they hit that rough water that caused the last accident, and bouncing just a little bit is the Budweiser. Coming out right now, coming wide, is the Budweiser, and the Atlas Van Lines is bouncing a little bit, but here is Billy Shoemaker in this Bardall. Bardall swings wide to keep her RPMs up, and they're still neck and neck. It's a race for first place as they come around the complete lap number one. But Budweiser has them by about 4 minutes so far, but Billy Shoemaker is pouring on the Coles Tour right now, and Billy Shoemaker is even. They are neck and neck with Miss Budweiser and Miss Bardall as the completion of lap number one as they come by our stands. And they go down to that lower turn for the second time. Still in lane number one is the Miss Budweiser. Moving up fast on the outside, keeping his RPMs up, is Billy Shoemaker in the Bardall. And right now, as the first one to stick her nose out, is still out of that Rooster Tail spray, the Budweiser with Bill Sterrett from Owensboro, Kentucky. Followed very closely, only about a boat length behind, and out in that second lane is the Bardall, driven by Billy Shoemaker. Watch out now, Shoemaker sticks his nose out again, and it's another side-by-side duel. It's a blow-or-go thing, and right now it is the Bardall walking from sponson to sponson. The Bardall is taking about a nose-length lead. Budweiser and Billy Shoemaker, both bills are really pouring on the coal, but black coal smoke is pouring from the Budweiser. A lot of black smoke. He's holding on that nitrous oxide button. And right now, Bardall is coming around now in the turn with a half a boat length lead. That's how close these boats are. And now Bardall's being forced out by the Budweiser. The Budweiser went up on one sponson and came down. And these boats are hooking. And they're neck and neck. This is racing at its very best, side by side. As the Bardall goes wide. And the Bardall goes on in front by one boat length as they come by on that turn. And I'll tell you, those boats were no farther than 5 foot apart, side by side, as they slid by. And we are at the completion of lap number 2. Neither driver, Bill Sterrett in the Budweiser or Billy Shoemaker in the Bardall, will give up. Your third place boat is the Atlas Van Lines. Fourth is Smirnoff. And in last place is Notre Dame. And we have completed 2 laps with 3 more to go. And still our leaders are now down in the lower turn, side by side by the Belle Isle Bridge. And it looks like Billy Shoemaker is going to go out in front this time in lane number 2. Billy Shoemaker has a slight lead, but on the inside and not giving up is the Budweiser. Wait a minute. One of the boats is slowing down. One of the boats is slowed way down, and we'll have to see who comes out of that turn. I don't know which boat is slowed way down, but one of the boats has had trouble. It may be the Budweiser, because the Budweiser was spewing smoke. As they come out of the sunlight, we have our field glasses on the lead boat right now, and it is. Let us check it. We have to make sure he's coming out of that sunlight. The lead boat right now is Billy Shoemaker in Miss Bardall. The checkerboard Comet is out in front by a quarter of a mile as they washed down the Budweiser in that turn, and it was perfectly legal. Bill Sterrett tried to keep up with him. He was having trouble with his engine. Here's your lead boat, Miss Bardall. They come around and complete lap number 3 and has a comfortable lead. And it was a battle for 2.5 laps, fans. But Bardall is now showing her heels to Miss Budweiser, and if he maintains that position, he will defend successfully the Gold Cup crown he won on Lake Washington in Seattle in 1967 last year. Here comes Budweiser, the boat that Bardall had to beat. And he lost something. He's lost some power. And here's your number 2 boat. Oh, the third place boat has just taken out a buoy and will be disqualified. Third place boat has just completely destroyed a buoy, and that is the Atlas Van Lines. And he will now have an extra lap to go. So taking over third will be the Smirnoff, and over fourth place will be the Notre Dame. And right now, he'll have to go back and pick up that lap, and the last place will be the Atlas Van Lines. We are 3 laps around now with 2 more laps to go, and our leader is Billy Shoemaker in Miss Bardall in the upper course right now, and he is right now going by the Belle Isle Bridge, starting to straighten out the checkerboard Comet as he comes through some rough water down by the Detroit Boat Club. Helicopters hovering overhead as Billy Shoemaker in Ole Bardall's Miss Bardall. The checkerboard Comet, representing the Bardall Oil Company, is out in front again and riding in smooth water with plenty of room to spare over the second place boat, Miss Budweiser. The Budweiser, of course, gave them a battle for 2 3/4 laps before something happened in the engine housing of the Miss Budweiser, and Bill Sterrett had to back off. And right now, Bill Sterrett has troubles because the third place boat, the Smirnoff, is starting to move up on him. And it looks like the Smirnoff may overtake the Budweiser for second place. Here comes the checkerboard Comet coming around now for another lap. And it'll be the green flag for Billy Shoemaker in Miss Bardall. The green flag for the checkerboard Comet. One more lap to go, and this race is history. And now we do have, in that backstretch, a race for second place between the Budweiser and the Smirnoff. And still, black smoke comes from the stacks of the Budweiser. And the Smirnoff is on the outside, lane number 2. Bill Sterrett in the Budweiser will force him to go wide. And the Smirnoff with Dean Chenoweth does go wide as they come around. And the Smirnoff is side by side of the Budweiser now, challenging for second place. Listen to the roar of those engines. And the Smirnoff right now is fighting the Budweiser for second place. And here comes your last place boat, or rather your fourth place boat, the Notre Dame. Last place, Atlas Van Line, who destroyed a buoy, has ceased to be a marker, and is penalized an extra lap. So our leader is out of that lower turn right now, down the backstretch for the final time, defending national champion Miss Bardall with Billy Shoemaker, the baker's son from Seattle, Washington, with a lead over everybody. He can just coast across the line, and another victory for Bardall. And now looking through our glasses at the Belle Isle turn, we still have that fight going on for second place between the Smirnoff and the Budweiser. And I believe it's going to be the Smirnoff on the turn. Smirnoff on the inside, and Smirnoff is now taking over second place, but bouncing through some rough water. But that's not all. Here comes your winner. Another win for Bardall and the checkerboard Comet. The winner of the 1968 Gold Cup race. For the second year in a row, Billy Shoemaker in Miss Bardall has won the Gold Cup. Last year in Seattle, Washington, he has just taken the checkered flag. And Bardall is the winner again, this time in the World Series of Boat Racing, the 1968 Gold Cup. Our second place boat is into the lower turn right now, and that is Dean Chenoweth in the Gale Rooster Tail Racing Team's Miss Smirnoff. And here he comes with his V-tail. They call it the Flying Wedge with his Rolls-Royce engines. Listen to the sound of the second place boat. Third place right now is going to the Budweiser, but here comes the Notre Dame on the Budweiser. The Notre Dame is going to challenge now, but I don't think he can catch the Budweiser, but he's going to give it a try. Wait a minute. Here he comes. Here comes a real race for third place, and it looks like a photo finish as they come down to the line. And it looks like Notre Dame is just going to make it by a whisker. We'll have to make the judge's decision. But all in all, the winner of the 1968 Gold Cup race, and repeat winner, I might add, goes to defending champion Miss Bardall with Billy Shoemaker driving the checkerboard Comet. Our camera right now is focused on our boat down in the backstretch, and that is the boat that has had a little bit of trouble here this afternoon. That boat right there was a real challenge all afternoon. Right now our camera shows the winner coming around. You can see the checkerboard, and he's taking it quite slowly. He's just taking an extra precaution lap. And a good close-up view right there of Billy Shoemaker coming into the pits. Here is your winner of the 1968 Gold Cup as our camera follows him in to his pits, and Billy Shoemaker gets a hand from the fans here in Detroit. On the restart, Billy Shoemaker, the winner of the Gold Cup 1968. As our camera swings left, we pick up the boat that was really challenging but had blower trouble, I'm sure. The boat that was leading before the restart and was battling for 2 3/4 laps. That is the Miss Budweiser with a very disappointed Bill Sterrett, I am sure. Bill Sterrett coming in second place. and a very dejected young man, but he really gave it a try. They were side by side for 2 3/4 laps, and something happened in the engine room. And that, my friend, is boat racing. Here comes your official second-place winner now, as our camera pans to the left here on the Detroit River. It belongs to the Gales Rooster Tail Racing Team, rookie driver Dean Chenoweth from the Cincinnati area. And he is driving the Miss Smirnoff with the V-tail. Overall, he was second here in the final heat. Dean Chenoweth now coming to a stop and coming into the pits. And a fine effort for Dean Chenoweth today, who did win one heat already and was in competition all the way.